Last year, Father Joe Corpora, Holy Cross priest, received a mandate from Pope Francis to be a missionary of mercy. He traveled to Rome to meet with Pope Francis and was then commissioned on Ash Wednesday. Father Joe serves as director of the Catholic School Advantage Campaign and oversees university school partnerships in the Alliance for Catholic Education, also known as ACE. Father Joe, welcome to Notre Dame Day.
Thanks a lot.
My son
Glad
Connor
to be here.
said to say hello to you, and the reason my son Connor is living in Sao Paulo, Brazil, is because of Father Joe. He said to hug you, but I thought maybe I should pinch you instead.
I'll take either.
Okay, tell us first of all about meeting the Pope.
Well, Maureen, it's a moment I'll never forget. Kind of how I wiggled my way up to the front of the crowd. And all I can tell you is he's exactly the person you see on television.
Good.
He's totally at home in his own skin, and I just lunged out and hugged him like you would do to someone you love. It was a great moment.
He seems very, very approachable.
Super approachable. Just himself.
Yeah.
Just himself. He happens to be the Pope.
Yes, who happens to be a great Pope. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're leading an initiative to try and double the percentage of Latinos going into Catholic schools. Did seeing the Pope help you with that mission?
Well, it certainly inspired me to be the best priest that I can be. So in as much as everything I do is connected to being a priest, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So why is Notre Dame doing specifically, or what are they doing specifically for the Catholic Advantage campaign?
Yeah, it's one of ACE's many, many initiatives, and it's real clear that the Church in the United States is becoming more and more Latino. And our schools owe education to Catholic Latino immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
And out of those schools are going to come leaders, and both the world and the church need leaders, and they're going to come out of our Catholic schools in many ways. So I think ACE looks at the world and says, okay, we want to work in Catholic schools. What does that mean? It means this, 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 and this. And one thing it means is working on initiatives to make our Catholic schools more available, accessible, and affordable to Latino children and families.
Okay. What kind of goals have been set for the campaign, and how close are you to reaching the goals, say, by 2020?
Yeah, we won't reach the goal, but
Okay.
we're on our way. We just set a goal out of nowhere, not knowing what it would be like. And we've not reached a tipping point, but we're getting there slowly. So the number is increasing, but not as fast as we had hoped it would be increasing.
Okay, and Catholic schools have long played a vital role in educating immigrant communities.
Yeah.
So what is ACE doing to try and carry on that tradition?
Well, one of the biggest thing that we're doing is to try to make our schools available to Latino children, the most recent immigrants to this country. So we have a lot of different initiatives, programs. We have a Latino Enrollment Institute. We have the Catholic School Advantage Campaign. We have a School Pastors Institute. And all of those things are designed to make our schools more welcoming and open to a Latino population.
Okay, so what kind of impact is ACE having through LEI and SPI?
Yeah, I think, by the end of this summer, we'll have had 1,000 pastors come to our SPI, School Pastor Institute. That's 1 out of every 7 Catholic schools in the country. So we're really having an impact with pastors, like they're just coming. And we went from having 55 guys 6 or 7 years ago to now 200 every summer. So pastors are learning more and more about how to work with their Catholic schools. And the Latino Enrollment Institute that's people that have come to that, the enrollment has increased about 29% in those schools. The Latino enrollment has increased 29%. So we think it's having an impact.
And it's kind of amazing at a time when we hear about priest shortage that you're able to pull more people into the church.
Yeah, and in our the Latino population is what is keeping the lights on in many places. There are many of schools that would have closed if it weren't for Latinos going into those schools. I think it's safe to say St. Adalbert's on the west side of South Bend is an example of that. A school that had been all Polish children for years and years and years. When all the Polish people moved out, Latinos moved in. If they didn't go to that school would have closed. And that story is told hundreds and hundreds of times, but it needs to be told thousands of times.
Exactly. Father Joe, thanks for being here today, and thank you for all you're doing. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, and it's so great to meet Connor's mom.
Oh, good to see you.